Hi friends, welcome back to episode 2 where I compare 3 oil pastel brands, Mont Marte Natural Hues, Brustro and Gallery by Mungyo. In this episode, I will explore the quality of each of these brands of oil pastels by swatching the colors, blending and sharing highlights of 3 mini artworks that I created with each set. If you haven't seen episode 1 where I summarize price and packaging, do make sure to view it for a holistic point of view. This is not a sponsored video and I purchased the oil pastels at my end. At the end of this video, I will give you my take on the strengths of each of these brands, some drawbacks along the way, and which set I like the most for my artistic needs. The opinions in this video are solely based on my experience. If you remember, Mont Marte's Natural Hues collection was the first set I purchased in soft oil pastels and have already covered all its colors in an earlier video. In this video, I simply capture a quick retake of the swatching and blending of its beautiful hues. In a nutshell, this Natural Hues collection by Mont Marte has been such a delight to work with. This set is meant to have muted tones and are great for landscapes and nature compositions. While they also have a vibrant hue set, I gravitated towards this set for the variety of tints and tones it offered in blues, green and earthy yellows. While there are no classic primary reds in this set, of course because it's a Natural Hues collection, I did love the flamingo pink and other mauve and terracotta hues. These colors enable you to even try a few vibrant compositions if needed. In the vibrant hue set, which I don't have, I'm guessing they will have more classical primaries and variation with high chromatic strength. In the next minute or so, I share with you the highlights of a mini oil pastel artwork that I recently created inspired from a picture taken near a lake by my family. Friends, if you want a detailed video of the process of this artwork, drop in a comment, Ducks Oil Pastel. The next brand is Gallery by Mungyo. If you've seen episode 1, you will know I purchased the set of 12 hues as a trial, since it was more expensive in terms of price per count and I was working with a budget in mind for every new set I bought for trial. The colors in this set of 12 are classic, in the sense that it offers a relative warm and cool primary option in red, blue, yellow and green, along with some others like a pink or flesh tint called salmon, a rust, black and a white. The chromatic and saturated colors were absolutely fabulous and soft to apply and blend. They have a rich color payoff and coverage is great too. It was very difficult to say whether these are softer than Mont Marte though. In fact, after trying all the shades, I honestly felt Mont Marte oil pastels were indeed slightly more buttery in a nice way compared to Mungyo. One disappointment I faced with this particular Mungyo set, unfortunately, was the white oil pastel stick. It is in this reduced condition since it was very pasty, lumping and crumbling in parts and so difficult to blend with. I'm not sure whether I was just unlucky and it was just this particular set that had an issue with the white. Ultimately, this white oil pastel just broke. While I made the mini artwork behind the scenes, I faced challenges too with the white. While the rest of the colors from the Mungyo set of 12 were a delightful and vibrant experience. I was very happy though with the outcome of my mini artwork that is inspired from the seasonal cashew apple. I have used this as an inspiration in my other watercolor as well as oil paints. Friends, if you would like to see a detailed video of this mini art, comment CASHEW Oil Pastel. And last but not the least, I swatched Brustro's 24 original shades. If you remember from episode 1, Brustro is the least price per count among the 3 brands. But I must say, it definitely ticked some boxes on good value for money. The oil pastels have a high pigment load or a good color payoff, and in this set the hues were rich and vivid. There are a few things though. I felt I needed extra effort to apply these oil pastels, and they are definitely not as soft as either Mont Marte or Mungyo, even to the touch. Probably that's why the Brustro oil pastels, even after using for swatching and creating a mini artwork behind the scenes, almost retain the original hardline on top. Which on the flip side means they may last longer too. Another thing I found on looking closer is that the oil pastels seem closer in texture to crayons when applied to paper, versus the other 2 brands seem closer in texture to buttery smooth finish. Like I would think it would be more difficult to pull off a painterly style artwork, a loose kind of an artwork with harder oil pastel compared to softer ones that yield more. Overall, I feel if one is starting out with art in general and is inquisitive about oil pastels on a budget, Brustro may be a good brand to start off with. This does not mean, however, that experienced artists are not using this brand. It also depends, of course, on skill levels and being adept. It may also serve as the initial layer of oil pastels where you can build softer oil pastels on top. I also did a small experiment with similar hues from each set on 250 GSM black smooth finish paper. And while the colors were vibrant and unique on a black background for each set, oil pastels in general may not be great on texture, which does not have some teeth to hold on to. Blending on smooth paper was also not convenient for any brand on this smooth paper. So what you use oil pastels on also matters.
In the end, friends, what brands you choose to pursue your artistic creation depends on a number of factors apart from the quality of the brand, including the pack sizes and the price that these brands have to offer, the budget that you are working with, and the value that you get for this price that you pay, either in terms of the number of oil pastels per stick, how long it's going to last you, or very importantly, product quality or the product experience when applying or blending these oil pastels. The kind of collection that you lean towards, for example, vibrant hues and natural hues, completely depends on your artistic needs and style. But it's important brands provide a huge range of tints and tones within these collections.
I'm currently very happy with the Mont Marte set, and I was curious to know if the Gallery by Mungyo experience would dramatically convince me to pay more per count. While Mungyo was fabulous, except for the white oil pastels which I mentioned, this exercise has reinforced my love for the Mont Marte collection, and I find it at the sweet spot of excellent product experience or quality, great range of hues, and at an affordable price per count. And the cherry on top for me was the outer covering on each of this oil pastel. The nature of the paper makes it so easy to clean, very easy to wipe down and even clean the oil pastels. Mont Marte remains overall my undefeated favorite.
I hope you found this video useful. It was a great learning experience even for me to create this video for you. And a special thanks to the viewers who had requested for this comparison video and for a reference of the artwork on the CASHEW app.
I will see you in my next video. Until then, stay curious and keep painting.